and we have installed more than 2 million sensors across the globe, and in more than 60, 80 countries, with having a dealer network of more than 250. So we take pride in that. We ensure that to make sure that we reach the whole global region, we provide support to our dealers, whether it's having these sort of trainings or even visiting our dealers if there is a big project going on for support. And otherwise, everything can be done remotely because I'm based in Adelaide, but that we take pride in making sure that we provide support to our dealers because that will help us at the end of the day as well help you. So our products have been used in various markets, and the biggest one is agriculture. And like I mentioned earlier, it has also been used in research, landscape. It's being used in landscape as well, and many of you are working in that industry, and for environmental monitoring. We have our EnviroScan probes, which go up 40 meters long, so they're used for monitoring the environment, whether it's leaching or fertilizers, or just deep soil monitoring. And this is just a picture showcasing some of the companies we work with. So we work with irrigation companies like Netafin, Wisecon. We work with big agriculture companies that have different sort of production and fertilizers and whatnot, such as Bayer, BSF, Monsanto, used to be, now it's Bayer. And we also work a lot with universities, such as here we have University of Florida, but we work with many universities in Australia as well. So we have various products, as you would see in the brochures, which has been passed around. But I'm going to focus on the main three, which is EnviroScan, Drill and Drop, and Diviner 2000. So these are the three main probes we usually sell.
Sorry.
Yes, sorry. Usually we sell. And let's first start off with the Diviner. So the Diviner 2000 is a portable probe, and essentially you have an access tube, as you see in the picture on the right there, and that is installed on the ground, and the Diviner is just a long sensor rod which you just insert into the ground. It has it measures moisture of 10 centimeters interval, and it gives you the data instantly. So you have an LCD device with you, so you install it, you get your data immediately, and it gets stored in your LCD device, and it can store up to 99 sites. Just to show another picture, that's how it looks like, and that data can then be viewed on your Max desktop, which is our software, which you can download on a computer and use it, and otherwise you can convert it into Microsoft Excel, and then you can use it for analysis, whether you want to use it for your own, using the raw data, or integrate it into another system. And this product is actually pretty popular in Asia, just because it seems to be easier for customers to manage. They like the idea of just having one device, putting it in, getting data, and moving it around. But we're slowly moving away from that because it is a bit, I guess you could say, outdated, I wouldn't say outdated, but we have probes right now which provide way more data support instantly. And it's only available in three sizes: 70 centimeters, 100 centimeters, and 160 centimeters. Now this is the EnviroScan. So I had earlier mentioned that our products have been used in scientific published research. So the probes which they use for that is usually the EnviroScan. So EnviroScan is basically a scientific grade probe. It can measure soil moisture, temperature, salinity, and humidity as well. And it can go up to 40 meters in depth. So it is a customizable probe. So if you want your probe to only be up to 60 centimeters, you can. If you want it to be any sort of length, up to 40 meters, you can have it organized in that. And additionally, you can place the sensors at particular depths. So let's say you have 60 centimeter probe, but you only want to measure soil moisture for 10, 50, and 60. So you can do that because it is you basically insert those sensors manually. So then you only get data of soil moisture at 10, 50, and 60 centimeters. So it is customizable. It's got a little bit of a tougher installation process versus what we're going to do out in the field with the drill and drop, but it is very robust and it lasts for a long time. So it was our most popular probe at one point in time, but now our most popular one is the drill and drop. And that's just because the drill and drop is pretty straightforward, easy probe to use. The installation can happen up to within 5 minutes or so, which we will be running a little bit later today. And it, like the Empire scan, it can measure the soil moisture, temperature, and salinity. I'm sure everyone is aware, but we have two type of sensors. One which is called moisture, which measures moisture and temperature, and one is called a tri-scan, which measures the three components: soil moisture, temperature, and salinity. And another reason our probes can be installed within 5 minutes very quickly is because we have a special design of our probe. If you look at the top, you can see that as you go down the probe, it becomes a little bit narrow. And the idea is that we develop our installation toolkits to ensure that when you drill into the ground, that you're forming this sort of tapered form in the ground, and the probe can slide in easily, preventing any air gaps, because air gaps will interfere with the drilling. And there's no slurry with drill and drop. So slurry is basically when you put in the probe, but because there's air gaps, so you put another layer of soil or some other material to block out the air passage. But we don't use that.
Very interesting, very interesting.
That's good to hear. Yeah, but like I said, we do integration of weather stations. We just need to know what outputs they have. And like I said, we're working with Galcon right now. Galcon and SENTEK. So if you use certain Galcon's irrigation system, if you remember Galileo and GSI, then our data can be uploaded in Galcon's interface in their platform. So yeah, so it depends obviously on who and what. But if you ever find out an your customer wants to use a soil profiling probe with their weather station irrigation system, just contact us and we'll find out if it's capable or not.
Okay.
Terence, anything from you? Any feedback?
Because we need strong support from you.
Stuff.
So far it's quite comprehensive.
Yep.
And I'll reserve some for Monday.
Yes. For Monday. Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It's good we finally met. Thanks for staying in touch and contacting, organizing for the day. I think Nigel and I were speaking about this, but speaking with you guys has made us realize that in this sort of area, it's the customer base, our dealer base is a little bit different to how it works in Australia and US, where there's a lot of agronomy involved, obviously landscape and irrigation systems. So yeah, so that made us think that now we should try to tackle your market differently, in terms of presenting, maybe implementation of products and stuff. Even right before we came, we were talking with Peter about something in environment profiling. So, there's a lot of ways I think we should now try to branch out, So, yeah, speaking with you has given us that perspective. So, thanks for that.
Because the the biggest difference between Asia and maybe you talk about North America or Australia is how the market works and the cultural difference. So for the past maybe 8-9 years of getting in touch from both sides of the world, we start to realize that whatever works in North America, Europe, right, it may or may not work in Asia. So there's a different approach, and therefore we are always evolving and changing the way that we are looking at things. So a simple product, it can be used in many ways. So if we just based on one direction, one customer base, one industry, I think we are limiting ourselves to the possibility.
Yeah.
So with everyone coming together and talking, I think it's good that we broaden our perspective,
Yes.
horizon,
Yeah.
and maybe we can use it in other ways. Just like a simple valve. You need not always be an irrigation valve. It can be a water valve. It can be a valve for fire. It can be a valve for your home. A simple tap that you want to control on and off. Right? Maybe let's say there are people that stealing your water, so you want to install a irrigation system, right, to control when you release water from this tap. So at other time, people cannot access the water from you. Something like that. So I think it's good that everybody come together and we think about more possibility of using the system, using the
Using the
equipment.
system.
Yeah, exactly. Anything, Desmond?
I will talk because I am the sales.
So like me.
Okay.
All the boss.
So,
She's the boss of the house.
yeah, I'm the boss of the house, right? I would like to say thank you for the DSR family, the group, because they're very hospitable to us, and the facilities they allow us to use here. We're very thankful for that. And then my co-dealers as well, I'm very thankful, and to the SENTEK, our trainer. So from this training, we learned a lot. Being an Asian, we should not be only continue to be in the not to adapt the technology, because the technology will leave us behind. So we keep moving and we try to study on how we can adapt in our place, and then let's move forward. And then who knows, maybe we can cope up with the Western world. If we don't adapt them, then we don't have any hope. And then we can help. Especially my focus is the government. So the technology I learned from here, I will use it in the Philippines. I will try on how we can develop us with the farming, especially the rice field.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful that this training come into reality, and I learned a lot. Thank you very much, especially this art.
Applause for yes. Very thank you.
Definitely. Thank you, DSR team. We've been in touch for a couple of months. Special thanks to Risma, because I've
Yes.
annoyed her a lot. Messaging, calls.
Thank
and
you for
whatnot.
food.
And no, it's great. And I think we should have done this long ago. But things are changing now, and I hope this getting you guys here to come here and organize and spend some time shows me that we should be working with you guys. So we have dealers in Southeast Asia. All of them got the invite. Only you guys turned up. So that shows to us that these are the people we want to work with. And it's been a great positive experience from my end. First time trying to organize something and present something. So thank you, Nigel, for coming in last minute as well.
Can I just add thank you to you guys as well. Thank you for letting us walk around in your field here and stand on the corn. I hope we haven't cut any drip line. I've
Last week, figured that there is a big demand from growers and agronomists in monitoring soil moisture across the South profile. So it started off as that, and now we have become a large company where we specialize in measuring and managing soil, water, and salinity across soil profile. And we have developed different ranges of products to ensure that we can do it accurately. And our products have been used as well in research. So it's been peer reviewed, published in a scientific journal. So I mentioned it earlier about about having a tapered probe. So we have a tapered auger, which is how we ensure that the probe goes smoothly into the ground without any air gaps. Don't have one lying around, but give it to the DSR team. They were trying it out with the electric drill, and it works fine, right? Yes. Good. Okay. So I just want to showcase a picture to showcase that. So the auger is a little bit longer than the probe. I won't dive too much into it right now because we're going to have anyway installation training later on in the day. So I'll explain a little bit more over there, or Nigel will explain. And another part of the installation kit we have is the tripod. So that tripod is basically just to ensure that it's a stable site when you drill it, so that your hole looks like that, which is completely well drilled, and there won't be any air gaps like I mentioned. So that is important because if you have a slightly like a clay soil or a soil with duplex soil, then it will be a bit difficult to drill in straight without the tripod. So it's always recommended that you have the tripod. Only exception is if it's a 30 centimeter in a nursery, you could probably drill in straight because nursery have good soil, but always recommended to have one of them. So yeah, so drill and drop. The reason we called it drill and drop is literally because that's how it looks like. You have your tripod down there, you have your auger here, and you just drill it, and then you drop the probe, and that's how it should look like on the ground. So we have different outputs, and we have our own DTU as well. So the outputs we have are Modbus for RS-232 and 485. We have SDF12 as well, and our data transmission can happen from GPRS to 4G, and we have Bluetooth as well. And we have satellite as well, but it's not that popular. And we're coming up with an IoT probe, which I'll mention a little bit later. So essentially, if you have an irrigation system which uses RS-232 or 485, outputs can be integrated into that. So the data goes into their data logger, and depending on how they have integrated it, that's how the data will show up.
Applicable
So
to
it's very
G,
common
3G,
for us.
4G.
I think our probes have been used with Arabel, Wisecon. I'm not sure
Si
Wisecon is
ini yang masih dua
but it's
2G,
pretty common
masih
for our
bisa.
probes to not be used
Jadi
in
ya
our
semua
telemetry,
bisa.
but be used in other. And this is just a schematic diagram just showcasing our DTU, which I will dive a little bit more into. So like I said, on the right side you can see that third-party SDI12 loggers and Modbus loggers. But with our own DTU, we have our four main ones, which I want to discuss. So we'll first start with a Compact Plus. So I actually have it over here, but I don't think we will be going too much through it. But this is what it looks like. So this is our DTU, and this is the probe. So if I remember correctly, it's 232. Yes, 232. So it's got a 232 output here, connects it to this probe here. This cable is 5 meters long. So if you need your probe to be somewhere else, and you tell them your DTU can be placed somewhere, has to be placed somewhere further away, it can be done because we have a long wire. And what happens is you connect this probe into this, and you got your telemetry in here. So if I was to open it up, so if your chargeable battery here, and your SIM card will be here, and what this does, this is your internal antenna. If it's not strong enough, we have an external antenna as well, which is in there, which you can put it up at the top here. And this is probably our most popular DTU, and just because it is not sophisticated in the sense, it's not a big DTU coming up into your paddock like that satellite over there with with solar panel and stuff. So it's a very simple, doesn't look big in the ground, easy to use. And what happens is you connect it to your computer, and that is, we have a software which allows you to normalize the probe, and
Irimek
before
yang
you actually install
kalkon.
it around, you have to normalize
Irimek
it, make
live.
sure all the readings are fine. Connect it to the AirMax Live through it, and then you can use it. So this is one of the telemetries we have. Yeah, it's we use GPRS 4G for this. So depending on what network your customer would have or your region would have, like I mentioned, the benefits as well, low height. So it's also pretty straightforward to install. It's just less complex compared to the ones I'm going to talk about next. So that's what I'll showcase. That we have the internal antenna, the top cap that protects the battery and the modem, and then you have your base and your connector.
excuse me.
Yes.
Because we are not really in the irrigation somehow. Some of them is my first time, and then I must understand the package that we are going to use for the irrigation and for the agriculture. So here, what you have given while ago is this one that has a yellow that has no. How many of that? If, for example, like we have 5 hectares of rice field.
Yeah.
So how many of that days we need, and that one that you have passed ago? So what I wanted to know is the package and how many I'm going to use in 5 hectares of rice field.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good question. We get that a lot. How many probes do we put in a ground? Now, there is no straightforward answer because 5 hectares of rice in your field can be different to Lihod's or mine, depending on the soil composition, depending on the irrigation planning. So,
Satu luasan
one good principle our R&D says is for each irrigation system, probably is good to have 1 probe because that.
And see what the composition of the soil is,
Yeah.
and then work it out from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But we cannot vary the fruit, right?
No,
Because
no,
it's a
what
water.
I'm saying is that we keep some soil bits first, and then
Same soil
dig
enough.
down
Sample.
a metre, and I can see whether it's a sandy soil or clay soil or whatever, and then we work out.
Yeah. Nigel, anything to add to that? Anything?
Oh, I think it highlights the importance of understanding what soils you're working with. You know, to put the probe in and forget about it and walk away. It's, you know, you really need to get a good understanding of your environment. And there's techniques to do that. To work out, you know, like Bipian said, whether you've got a clay soil, a clay loam soil, a sandy soil. There's formulas
So
and
in the flooding irrigation, somehow it will not work much? Or?
Yeah, well, what it would mean is that if you have an area of 5 hectares and there's quite a bit of variability, they may have to put in some dikes or whatever you call them, so that this one gets watered twice, where this one only needs watered once. And because even in 5 hectare areas in the Philippines, they're usually in 1 to 2 hectare, and they water them separately, or together but separate.
yep.
Sorry, Nigel. I'm not really understand when that is for paddy field, you mean, ma'am?
Paddy field.
Yeah.
What do you want to see in this sensor? Do you want to see the? Of course, it's not moisturized because that is almost will be always 100% because that is flooding, as I know.
Yeah.
Because
They're also
That's why-
what they're encouraging also in the Philippines is this cycle irrigation. In other words, not having it fully flooded all the time, watering and
Yes.
whatever, because we have one particular problem, and that is there's not enough water stored. So at the moment, everybody's just flooding,
Yeah, flooding.
and we're limiting the amount of rice we can grow because we're using water that may not be being used efficiently.
Yes.
And my thinking is that if we can manage this better, even though we have limited resources, we can get more bang for our buck.
yeah. So for watts of water, you want to put many more place, you mean, right?
Yes, yeah. So
Okay.
this, let's say this hectare or 2 hectares here only requires, because it has got good storage and doesn't go through the profile quickly, we only have to water that maybe, let's say, once every week. The one over here, there's a gutless soil that, you know, and it just goes through. We may have to put on top. Why put on excess water here when it's not necessary?
Correct. Yeah.
So you see, more management than.
Okay, understand.
Yep.
So give me an idea for the dry land. For more dry paddy field, if in Java we have always have a water.
It's different.
I'm sorry about that. So I'm not really understand.
Not having water.
In Philippines also, as I know, have some money, but many area like in Nusa Tenggara will be less water. We only can plant it once a year, ya Mas ya?
Yes.
Yeah, once a year. So that is maybe that is an idea for us for do it. So that's why I asking what for pedicure. But that is a good idea for in the manage the water source unit, right?
Yes, yeah. In other words,
Yeah.
getting more bags of rice with
Correct.
this amount of water,
Correct.
because
Sumber air
even though
terbatas.
the Philippines gets lots of water, it doesn't necessarily get it
Pakai alat ini bisa
when we need it.
Yes.
And with the climate change and whatever, they're now starting to find the resources they have.
Yes.
We work very closely with the National Irrigation
Gimana
Program,
ngontrol ini?
and they're constantly building
Karena
dams.
airnya harus tahu
They're working
kalau
on
ngontrol.
new dams and whatever to provide water for more sustainable.
Yeah, I think there's a misconception that there's just an endless amount of water in Southeast Asia,
Yes,
but you know,
it's boom and bust.
yeah, it's not the case.
But do you think if in the abundance of the water, I think we don't really need this one?
Yeah, see, that's
In the
that,
abundance of the water, like in some area in the Philippines, they have abundance, like they have the source of rivers. So do you think we don't have to market this one in that area, or just?
well,
Jadi sungai.
it's like what Nigel said. Sure there's a lot of water, but eventually you will run out of it. So another thing is people while we measure water, to use that water takes energy. You need to have resources, time. So all those extra costs come in. So if there's no need to use additional water, why use it? Because you will end up saving your finance resources, not only your water, but also your labor or your energy to get that irrigation done. Because you would probably need more irrigation systems to do more irrigation. So if you don't need that much, then you can reduce it. So it's like an add-on effect. So yes, sure, maybe it might be difficult to market towards growers who have abundance of water, because they'll be like, why would I need to reduce it?
Yeah.
Everything's fine. But that could change. India faces that issue. In the southern parts of India, once drought hit, all the reservoirs were out. People couldn't grow food anymore. But prior to that, water. I mean, they don't know themselves because they're not educated in that way. So, yeah, you don't want to get into that situation where.
As I know, Nigel, I don't know. As I know, Netafi make it this in Italy for when you less water, you less arsenic in your rice.
We now import wine. We are selling wine from France, from Spain. One profit.
The annual dealer conference in June, early June, June 7th or 8th, correct? I've sent, I think our marketing team have sent out the invitation, so I know it's a bit late, but if someone wants to visit Adelaide, let us know. We will provide you with all the support and accommodation, but if not, we have a virtual link. And the reason I'm talking about that is because we will be talking about new products in a little bit more detail, but I just thought I'd share some of that with you. So first, we're coming with rechargeable battery. It's already actually available in the market. It's not being put out web store though, so we're getting that sorted. And we can charge a compact and all-in-one telemetry. So basically those that take that PPO over there. And it can be used up to 400 times before you need to purchase one. So it usually needs to be recharged after one growing season. So you basically plug in a charger, charge it, and then it's ready to use for the next growing season. So you won't have to get our lithium battery, which runs out within 2 years. So now you get a battery which you only probably replace one time. Then we have a removable cable as well for our probe. So basically with that probe connected to that DTU, we will be able to remove it in case it's damaged or you replace and whatnot. Because usually otherwise we have to replace the whole probe, but now we can just do it. And then we have two different hubs coming. So the first one is the IoT hub, which is that picture on the top right there. And basically that is a hub that connects your digital drop probes and connected to it, and it can go to various cloud services depending on the end user. So if the end user wants their data to go into their own server and not Airmax Live like ours. Instead of creating like an FTP site or all that stuff, we will have basically the server details for either one. I mean, not either one, but those are two examples, but even more like Google and so on. And that will go into their cloud system, and that your data gets transmitted directly over there. And the last one is the Bluetooth Hub, which will, the IoT Hub is going to be released in July, and the Bluetooth Hub is going to be released end of this year, early next year. And that's essentially a hub which will cover Bluetooth probes in 30-meter radius, and that will automatically download the data and upload it. Because earlier, as with the Bluetooth probe, you would have to go to the field to download it and upload it. But if you want it to be more automated system, you will not need to go into the field if you have a hub, all your probes within that hub, and then you can set your own sampling and uploading time, and then your data goes straight to the next slide.
Sorry, Peter.
Yes.
On the IoT hub,
Yes.
you only mentioned is Wi-Fi network.
Yes,
What about
Wi-Fi.
any other IoT network? LoRa or
LoRa we are working on. But do you know what? Nah.
No, definitely LoRa though.
Yeah. Does LoRa come under this, or what's LoRa a different project? Can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. But we are working on the LoRa network. That's what I remember. The engineering was floating that word around. Whether that comes under the IoT hub, I'm not entirely sure. But I can find that out for you. Do you use LoRa network?
I haven't used it yet, but
Yes.
I think the farms, someone has said that they are going towards that.
Right. LoRa network is used in South America a fair bit.
I think the coverage is much wider, right?
Yes, correct. The coverage is much wider. That's what I've been told. Yeah. But I know for sure we're working on the LoRa network. Okay, so that is me. Before I pass it, well, I think we should have a break, right? Last week, figured that there is a big demand from growers and agronomists in monitoring soil moisture across the soil profile. So it started off as that, and now we have become a large company where we specialize in measuring and managing soil water and salinity across soil profile. And we have developed different ranges of products to ensure that we can do it accurately. And our products have been used as well in research. So it's been peer reviewed, published in a scientific journal. Yeah, everyone is there?
Yep.
Okay.
Can call layer.
So hello everyone.
Hello.
Morning. Thank you for taking your time to visit Malang. It's something that SENTEK has not done for a while, at least with the dealers in Southeast Asia. So I'm glad that I got the approval to organize this. And thank you for taking time to come and visit. It's been nice. I've met everyone already. I look forward to the next 2 days as well. So we will first start off with just an introduction of SENTEK, even though most of you already know. And this is what we're going to be doing today. So, well, we're 9:30 now, but that's fine. We'll have a bit of an agronomy sort of training, just going through our products, how our products are used in agriculture. While I know we have dealers here who work in landscape and whatnot, I'm sure some of the principles will be applied to your set of work. And then we'll have a tea break at 10:30. And then we continue up to 12 o'clock and then go for lunch. And after lunch will be the installation training. So we have some equipment here. I'll showcase the Bluetooth probe and how it looks like, what is in it, and the compact, which is our telemetry. And once we have a look at that over here, then we go into the field down there and we'll run some installations. And ideally, if one person from each company, some of you are just single representative, can just do one installation, that'll be great, because I just want everyone to get a feel of it. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Nigel will be running that, and I'll be providing support on the other side. And that might go off to well, I wouldn't think it'll go up to 6 o'clock, but if it does, it does. But it's also a good opportunity for us to mingle around, discuss if we're done with the installation. And Risma has organized dinner at 7 o'clock, so we'll have hopefully enough time to get ready and go for dinner as well. So that's what we're doing today. Now before I start, I thought it would be nice if everyone introduces each other so that everyone knows who we are or who you are. So I'll start off. I'm Bikram. I'm the regional manager for SENTEK, handling distributors in Asia and Latin America. And I've worked part-time for 2 years, which some of you would have known me. And I just recently started working full-time, which has been about 4 months. So let's go around, I guess. Petrus, you want to start with DSR?
Okay, so I'm Petrus. I am as a MD in DSR. Starting 2018. I'm in DSR is starting also 2005. Become a sales until now become MND. So DSR is irrigation company basically. We have 3 division. One is irrigation and greenhouse. Number 2 is mechanization, and number 3 is this is what you already we want to start. This is our training centers. Basically like that, sir. Please, sir.
Vivek, you want to
Oh,
introduce yourself?
thank you. Let me introduce. I am Didi Rudianto. I'm from ITS Inti Sampurna. I live in Lampung, but for irrigation division is we just starting, Pak Petrus. We just starting.
Jawa.
So we need we can collaboration about everything. So develop this product. So I think this is I have discussion with Bikram. This product is not competitor with another system, but this is more complete, complete supporting all of system in irrigation. I hope we can develop to in Sumatra. Thank you. Yes, Andre is appointed our technical service supporting everything. Okay, thank you
Ya, Pak.
teman-teman di DSF.
Ya, Pak. Please.
Hi, I'm Terence from Singapore. From what I do, privately. So my main business is in irrigation. Currently, also dabbling in the rainwater harvesting in Southeast Asia. I'm an irrigation consultant, designer, implementation, and product distributor. So distributing product from Israel, Australia, Taiwan, and US. So I do design consulting around Singapore and also maybe in Dubai, Qatar. So our business is quite wide reach. So if anyone has anything to collaborate or share.
What irrigation currents you selling?
Sorry?
What irrigation system you selling?
Currently?
Like, we are with the Netafilms.
I'm mainly on Rainbird.
Rainbird.
Yeah.
Same like me, Pak.
Oh, with the Rainbird also.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes Rainbird, sometimes Netafilm, sometimes everything. We can do sell.
We do not.
We do not.
Please, Pak.
I'm Desmond Elliott. I'm the technical manager for Elliott Enterprises in General Santos in the Philippines, and I have a background in supporting irrigation design and development in the positioning world. I've spent the last 30 years in GPS development and software and mapping and whatever, and have a long history of association with irrigation and viticultural development in Australia. And
Yes.
this is my
Nila.
Okay, I'm Nelia Elliot. We are from Elliot Enterprises. I am the proprietor of my company. My company, we focus on positioning the GPS. So part of my business is the irrigation. So our irrigation is not yet developed. Actually, we supply in the government the measuring how the river flow, the current. But so far, the technicalities, the technology like this, we don't have yet. So we're very happy if we can advance our technology and we can share some of the participants as well, the technology we use. Then will be a great meeting and trainings we have. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Iquat. I'm from Malaysia. Company name is Next Sense. We are systems integrator for hydrological and meteorological systems. So we set up weather stations and environmental monitoring stations.
Don, kenalin.
Okay, thank you. We are a team from DSR. This is Wahyu, Sagu, Vicky, and what's your name? Cakram.
Forgot his name.
There is also Mr. Isan. We are one of the
Tim ya Pak Petrus.
Yes. Thank you.
I think your team, you're
Yes.
winning, but we are only two.
So basically they are technical guys. Man.
Yes, technique.
They are technical guy is mostly in if Wahyu in electricity who is make up panels,
Oh.
electric panels,
Yes,
basically like that. And Sago is the IT boy, basically is the chocolate one.
Yeah. Coklat one curly.
The black one.
The chocolate one is the guy who's planted in the ground like this.
Yeah.
Is
Oh.
agronomy teams. I also have a manager with Pak Iksan.
Pak
And
Iksan.
the one is who have a lot of knowledge is Mr. Fikri.
Wis.
He know about almost all automation who can be from NetBit, Netafilms until Inta automation,
Yeah.
including the SENTEK. Also have Arabel in theirs. Yeah, almost know all about technical in there.
Technical.
So basically like that. The manager is the shit one. I'm
Ah,
sorry. That's the manager.
the main
So,
job yes.
The main job is only make a disaster.
Very good. Very good Pak Anton.
The manager is the most responsible.
Manage
Anything
disaster.
goes wrong, he's responsible.
That's correct.
Very good manager.
Please, Risma.
Hi everyone, I am Risma. I am the manager of the purchasing and logistics. So I support everyone in our team. And in
Very
our
important in the company. Very important in the company. Purchase.
I have college Miss Riris.
Miss Iris, yes.
Jangan duduk terus.
I already with some of you yesterday.
Iya.
I'm with Risma team in the purchasing, so I contact supplier.
And Tion is supervisor for irrigation division. Basically like that. She's Netafilm products.
Many experience Mbak Tion. Many
Many
experience.
experience. Basically. So that is our all team. So.
Yeah.
Please.
Nigel Dolinek, I'm the sales and marketing manager for SENTEK globally. I'm sorry if I don't remember everyone's name. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce everybody's name. I have a background in agronomy, studied at the University of Adelaide. I've worked for several large fruit and vegetable growers in Australia. Had my own landscaping business, and yeah, I'm just glad to meet everyone and thank everyone for being here today. It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next 2
Yeah.
days.
Okay. So I forget this is our civil guy, Mr. Fatoni. Who is design and drawing for the greenhouse and the systems. basically here. Now he's become documentation
Eh,
because he stayed here.
drafter also.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So now we start with SENTEK. So SENTEK is, and we have installed more than 2 million sensors across the globe, and in more than 60, 80 countries, with having a dealer network of more than 250. So we take pride in that. We ensure that to make sure that we reach the whole global region, we provide support to our dealers, whether it's having these sort of trainings or even visiting our dealers if there is a big project going on for support. And otherwise, everything can be done remotely because I'm based in Adelaide, but that we take pride in making sure that we provide support to our dealers because that will help us at the end of the day as well help you. So our products have been used in various markets, and the biggest one is agriculture. And like I mentioned earlier, it has also been used in research, landscape. It's been used in landscape as well, and many of you are working in that industry, and for environmental monitoring. We have our EnviroScan probes, which go up 40 meters long, so they're used for monitoring the environment, whether it's leaching or fertilizers, or just deep soil monitoring. And this is just a picture showcasing some of the companies we work with. So we work with irrigation companies like Netafin, Wisecon. We work with big agriculture companies that have different sort of production and fertilizers and whatnot, such as Bayer, BSF, Monsanto, used to be, now it's Bayer. And we also work a lot with universities, such as over here we have University of Florida, but we work with many universities in Australia as well. So we have various products, as you would see in the brochures, which has been passed around. But I'm going to focus on the main three, which is EnviroScan, Drill and Drop, and Diviner 2000. So these are the three main probes we usually sell.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. Sorry. Usually we sell. And let's first start off with the Diviner. So the Diviner 2000 is a portable probe, and essentially you have an access tube, as you see in the picture on the right there, and that is installed on the ground, and the Diviner is just a long sensor rod which you just insert into the ground. It has it measures moisture of 10 centimeters interval, and it gives you the data instantly. So you have an LCD device with you, so you install it, you get your data immediately, and it gets stored in your LCD device, and it can store up to 99 or 99 sites. Just to show another picture, that's how it looks like, and that data can then be viewed on your Max desktop, which is our software, or which you can download on your computer and use it, and otherwise you can convert it into Microsoft Excel, and then you can use it for analysis, whether you want to use it for your own, using the raw data, or integrate it into another system. And this product is actually pretty popular in Asia, just because it seems to be easier for customers to manage. They like the idea of just having one device, putting it in, getting data, and moving it around. But we're slowly moving away from that because it is a bit, I guess you could say, outdated, I wouldn't say outdated, but we have probes right now which provide way more data support instantly. And it's only available in three sizes: 70 centimeters, 100 centimeters, and 160 centimeters. Now this is the EnviroScan. So I had earlier mentioned that our products have been used in scientific published research. So the probes which they use for that is usually the EnviroScan. So an EnviroScan is basically a scientific grade probe. It can measure soil moisture, temperature, salinity, and humidity as well. And it can go up to 40 meters in depth. So it is a customizable probe. So if you want your probe to only be up to 60 centimeters, you can. If you want it to be any sort of length, up to 40 meters, you can have it organized in that. And additionally, you can place the sensors at particular depths. So let's say you have 60 centimeter probe, but you only want to measure soil moisture for 10, 50, and 60. So you can do that because it is, you basically insert those sensors manually. So then you only get data of soil moisture at 10, 50, and 60 centimeters. So it is customizable. It's got a little bit of a tougher installation process versus what we're going to do out in the field with the drill and drop, but it is very robust and it lasts for a long time. So it was our most popular probe at one point in time, but now our most popular one is the drill and drop. And that's just because the drill and drop is pretty straightforward, easy probe to use. The installation can happen up to within 5 minutes or so, which we will be running a little bit later today. And it, like the Empire scan, it can measure the soil moisture, temperature, and salinity. I'm sure everyone is aware, but we have two types of sensors. One which is called moisture, which measures moisture and temperature, and one is called a tri-scan, which measures the three components: soil moisture, temperature, and salinity. And another reason our probes can be installed within 5 minutes very quickly is because we have a special design of our probe. If you look at the top, you can see that as you go down the probe, it becomes a little bit narrow. And the idea is that we develop our installation toolkits to ensure that when you drill into the ground, that you're forming this sort of tapered form in the ground, and the probe can slide in easily, preventing any air gaps, because air gaps will interfere with the reading. And there's no slurry with drill and drop. So slurry is basically when you put in the probe, but because there's air gaps, so you put another layer of soil or some other material to block out the air passage. But we don't use that